I've realized that while putting so much energy and effort into productivity, it tends to take out a little bit of energy and effort that I should be giving to myself. If you can't give yourself 20 minutes to an hour of the 10 hours a day you give your employer, what does that say about how much you care about yourself?
Long as you got your eyes, got your trippy on them private jets, taking trips. Come back at 6, wake me and your child, and then won't lay today. Make me wonder who you might have been playing with. Makes me wonder who you think you're playing with. I'm gonna tell myself to keep playing this record back over and over again. Swear that you changed, but I noticed the end.
Thank you so much for tuning in and welcome to my day in my life, work from home edition, trying to make sure that I establish work-life balance amidst my 9 to 5. How I establish work-life balance amidst my 9 to 5. I have been going through quite the adjustment in terms of my new management role at work. Very happy about it, very excited about it. However, I've been overwhelmed. I've been stressed and not really making time for myself while being in this new role. So because of my increased workload, I haven't been taking enough time out to make sure I'm catering to myself, and that's what this video is going to encompass. So if you've ever dealt with anything like this, whether it's during your 9 to 5, or if it's just somehow encompassed in your career that you're just not making enough time for yourself throughout whatever your job is, it could be motherhood, it could be full-time content creation, or it could be corporate life, a 9 to 5, whatever the case. I hope that this video inspires you and gives you some tips and tricks as to how to make sure that you are taking care of yourself and you're establishing work-life balance. That's what I'm going to be doing in today's video, and that does include a 5 to 9 before 9 to 5, because that is probably my most primary way of making sure that I cater to myself before I cater to any employer. So without further ado, let's get into it. And if you are new here, hello. My name is Bree. I am your Centennial bestie, your virtual sis, working to successfully navigate her 20s in an attempt to thrive in her 30s. My goal is to become the best version of myself, to glow, grow, and elevate, and be someone that I am inspired by. So if this is something that aligns with what you want for yourself, do yourself a favor and hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. I promise you're going to enjoy it here. This journey is definitely one about glowing up, but it's also about learning a lot of lessons, making a lot of mistakes along the way and learning from them. And no matter what, the journey would be 10 times better if you were a part of this. So I really hope that you stick around. And for those who are returning, you already know the vibes. So it's 5:37 right now. I'm getting ready to go to the gym. Something that's kind of just been like bothering me as of late is me just not being content with my body. I don't know if it's because I was on my period last week, or if it was because the summer is swiftly approaching. I'm trying on all my summer clothes, not liking the way I fit or feel in some of them. I don't know. It's a combination of things. But I realized while just being glued to my laptop, sitting at my desk, I'm not moving my body as much as I would like, just going to the gym in the morning, not really taking care of myself in terms of movement, in terms of sunlight, vitamin D, and perhaps even my intake. So I started to invest a little bit more in what I consume, and one of the first things I'm excited to try is OxyShred. Girls are all chit-chatting about it. Only thing I'm realizing is that I got the non-stim, and I'm like, oh, what's that about? I didn't really think of that until after I purchased it. I got this from Walmart because it was $60 from Amazon. It's $30 at Walmart. But maybe it was $30 because it was non-stim. I don't know. But I'm hoping it still does the same thing. And maybe it's okay that it's non-stim, because it says what that means is basically it has a natural energy source as opposed to caffeine. It says if caffeine is not your thing, but you're still serious about getting results, OxyShred non-stim is designed for you. I'm going to see what it gives. And it's okay if there's no caffeine, because I want to actually try a sugar-free iced coffee later today as well. We are taking care of ourselves. okay? Coffee makes me happy. I gave up coffee for the entire month of March. It's now April, and I'm excited to dibble dabble in it, but I want to make sure I'm doing so in a way that is healthy, that aligns with my goals, my body goals, and my intake goals for this month and for this season. So I'm just trying new things. I'm gonna use this to measure, so I just want to make sure I do it right. I'm gonna douse myself. 10 ounces would be about to this line. That's good. It kind of tastes like Celsius. I like Celsius. I use Celsius as a pre-workout because I never really had a pre-workout. So this is interesting. I'm not mad at it, but I do want to have some type of actual water with it. So I'm gonna put this back in here. I want to try to drink a good deal of it before I go to the gym because I think that's what it says on training days, to take 1 scoop of cold water 10 minutes before. But yeah, I don't know, but we'll see what it's giving. I also got some other supplements that I would like to try. However, I'm also trying to do no sugar at all today. Well, not no sugar, but no added sugar. So didn't realize there's like sugar in those supplements. I hope y'all reading the back of the bottle because it's in there. So now it is 5:50 a.m. and we're about to go to the gym. Goal is to be out of there by 7. It's leg day today. I'm excited. Let's go.
Back up on my bullshit, back up on the scene. Done dealing with you, don't know how to deal with me. Done with you, don't know how to love me. Done dealing with you, so it seemed like I get so much, I don't get nothing back. I really thought it was love, but you're so fucking whack. Always get caught up in love, but now you're done with that. I can't get caught up in love, so now I'm, flexing on my exes and my Model X. Pretty little, skinny, little bitty body Model X. Some of y'all ain't never had no real bitch and it shows. I keep it 100 from my head down to my toes. Back up on my bullshit, back up on the move. Touchdown in my hometown, got nothing to lose. I am on my own now, I am in control now. I need you to go now, I can fix my own crown. Back up on my bullshit.
Alexa, set a timer for 12 minutes.
12 minutes, starting now. How to deal with me, I'm with you, don't know how to lie.
Hey guys, it is now almost 8:15 and it's time for me to make my breakfast. I typically would go to my desk and try to get some work done before 9 a.m. and then not eat until like 11 or so. But it's rainy, the weather is making me kind of drowsy, and I'm starting to think that the non-stimmy Oxy Shred, I think I want a little stimmy. I think I need a little stimmy. So I'm going to make my iced coffee, but I'm trying to be adamant about not consuming coffee on an empty stomach. I think that's bad for you. It maybe causes bloating. So I want to make my breakfast. Also, I've been doing a good job at tracking what I consume. I'm using my Fitness Pal and I'm putting in all of my, like, I don't know, macros and stuff. Like, I'm really trying to get into this like healthy era, and that requires a little bit more time in the kitchen, which isn't bad, but in an effort to not be constantly walking away from my desk and to be distracted too often throughout the day, I want to make sure that I just take the time to eat my breakfast at a decent hour and just handle that so that I can go to my desk, knock out 3 hours or so, get up, move around, shake it off, do something for myself, get back to it, take another scheduled break, and then get back to it. Right now, I'm about to make my breakfast. I'm going to make sure I have all of the quantities of everything that I consume, put it into my Fitness Pal, and try my best to make a delicious sugar-free iced coffee. So let's give that a try right now. Took me that long. This is a lot though. I'm gonna taste the sourdough. It's not bad. I don't like sourdough, but I'm not mad at it. Okay, let's try to make this coffee so I can just go to my desk. And hopefully so that my food doesn't get too cold. I'll be using this Nescafe Blonde espresso, some sugar-free vanilla syrup from Tarani, and I'm also using an unsweetened oat milk. It's actually vanilla oat milk by Planet Oats. And I have a zero sugar sweet cream creamer by Chobani. So I got all this stuff like yesterday. I'm very, very excited. I'm gonna just use 2 teaspoons of that. Now, here is the scary part. I do not use sugar-free stuff. I think sugar-free stuff is disgusting. Like, might as well just go hard or go home. But I just really wanted to see if I could do this. This Tarani sugar-free vanilla has 0 sugar and 0 added sugar, which is what I was going for. It's also 0 calories. So in theory, I could use 2 tablespoons, which is what it calls for. I'm gonna smell it and see if it smells like cough medicine. It smells good. It doesn't smell too bad. I feel like it'd be that aftertaste. 1 tablespoon. Yesterday I used 1 tablespoon of white mocha syrup. But that was sugar in that, bro. We're gonna do 1 cup of this. This has 0 grams of sugar, 0 grams of added sugar, 40 calories. I should have poured this in something else, because how do I plan to do this? It seems kind of thick. Shake it up a bit. So, I'm gonna taste it before using the sweet cream. It does have that sugar-free taste, I'm not gonna lie. It's not disgusting. I'm about to just taste it. All right, this don't feel good. So let's just do 1/2 of a tablespoon. Those 50-calorie drink. This is good. I just don't think I needed 2. I don't think I needed 2 of these. Yeah, that's good. I got acquired to the tablespoon of this, so I might even go ahead and start using like 3 because I like the coffee taste. 1 more won't hurt nobody. Once I start really finding the good sugar-free joints, I will let y'all know. But you don't need 2 of that. Well, at least I don't. This is good. Now it's 8:46. I'm gonna make sure I put everything into my fitness pal before going and sitting down, so I get distracted. This is the app. I just think it's good for tracking your calorie intake if you're trying to do a calorie deficit, or maybe like your macros. See, that didn't take too long, but it is like a significant chunk of time. So I wanna make sure I get it done before I head back to my desk. So now that's complete. I got my food, I got my coffee. I can go to my desk, maybe do a little bit of something for work, for myself, but it's 8:52. So this was what I'm doing for myself. And then we'll start our work day. Hey you guys, it is 9:45 a.m. I'm just about getting into the swing of my work day. As you guys saw, I started to set my to-do list for the week, as well as my goals for the month and my to-do list for the day. I try to make sure that I start off the beginning of the week and or the month with that in mind. But something that I wanted to just touch on before I gave you guys a break, because my work day isn't the most exciting. So I didn't want you guys to just watch me work for hours and hours and hours. But something I wanted to touch on was that I feel like I found it important to film this video and to try to find different nuggets of time and space to allocate for myself, because as of late I think I've been too reliant on productivity in order to feel good about myself and to feel like I've had a good day. Lately I think that if I'm not a certain level of productive, my day is garbage. I will feel very, very bad about myself. I feel like I did not do enough, and I just will kind of be miserable, and I will try to dust myself off and start the next day. But I've realized that while putting so much energy and effort into productivity, it tends to take out a little bit of energy and effort that I should be giving to myself. As I go into my work day, something that I want all of us to be more mindful of, especially those with a 9-to-5, is that we should make sure that we are allocating time for ourselves throughout our day. You guys saw in my 5 to 9 before my 9-to-5 all the different things I did to make sure that I took care of me, and that includes making myself a balanced breakfast, because I have health goals and health and wellness goals right now. You see me counting my calories and my macros and my protein, and you saw me reading my Bible, writing my to-do list for the week, for the month, for the day. All of those things are in place to not only make me be more productive, but really to help me feel better about how I continue throughout the day. I know I'm going to work better if I'm filled up, if my cup is filled up in that way prior to my day starting. Some things that I want to implement so that I do not burn out midday or after lunch like I tend to do include, number one, scheduled breaks. I mentioned that I'm trying to make sure that I eat a balanced breakfast, and I'm also eating before I consume coffee, things of that nature. Sometimes when you're doing anything health related like calorie deficits or fasting or intermittent fasting, sometimes you can just forget to eat. And I think that even just working a 9 to 5 in some capacity, like when you're in the thick of work, it's hard to remember to like get up and eat. And then a scheduled break does not always have to be eating. It could literally be a brain break. It could be a walk. It can be get up and stretch, move your body break. Like it could be anything. So I want to make sure that I'm implementing that a little bit more throughout my work day, not just when it's time to eat or when my stomach is growling because I haven't eaten in 7 hours, but actually intentional breaks that I'm taking. So what I'll do is I'll look at my calendar, I'll see when I have meetings and try to make sure that I take my breaks around those times so that I'm not, trying to take a break while I have a meeting, or my break isn't cut off short because I forgot that I had a meeting. So my only meeting for today is at 1 o'clock. So I will likely take a snack break around 12, then do a lunch break around 2:33, probably take one more break, snack or otherwise, around 5. So that way there are 3 breaks specifically scheduled and planned and in place for me to make sure that I get up and I move my body. This helps you with back problems if you're sitting at work. If you're one of the people that are standing at work, it might help you get off of your feet. Taking in too much blue lights, okay, looking at these screens for hours on end without taking a break is not good for you. So making sure that you allocate time to get up, to move your body, to eat, consume water. I've actually been someone that's like hasn't gone to the bathroom forever. Like I'll hold my pee just because I'm like so deep into the thick of editing or whatever the case is. Like, girl, get up and go to the bathroom. Take a walk, take care of yourself. So I definitely want to do that. In an ideal world, I would take a walk after lunch. It's not something I normally do, but I really want to get into increasing my steps this month. But the weather is gross, so we will see. That's something I definitely wanted to make sure that I mentioned. Number one, scheduled breaks. That is something that I want to make sure I implement so that I can take care of myself throughout my work day. And I'm not just solely focused on productivity, so much so that it's taking away from my well-being. I think the next thing that I also want to try to make sure that I do is, I'll call this one slamming your laptop shut. Yeah, not like literally, but I have the tendency to take a break, but I'll still be working. We have to establish work-life balance. That is essentially what this video is about. So when I'm taking these breaks, I want to make sure that I'm closing the laptop in question, okay? I do not want to be working while I'm taking these breaks. If I take me a walk, I'm going to do my best to not be on Slack and on Asana on my phone. I'm going to do my best to actually take a brain break. So the brain break essentially is when I take my lunch, take the lunch and take it away from your desk, take it away from your laptop or whatever devices you use for work. Try to separate yourself for that time being, because honestly, we give these employers, even if you have a 9 to 5, you probably end up giving them a solid like 8 to 10 hours of your life daily, maybe even more than that depending on what you do. So if you can't give yourself 20 minutes to an hour of the 10 hours a day you give your employer, what does that say about how much you care about yourself? It's not even gonna do the employer any good if you aren't taking care of yourself. So slamming the laptop shut, scheduling the breaks, making sure those breaks are real breaks. And yeah, those 2 things are something that I'm gonna make sure that I try to implement a bit more as I create and establish a better work-life balance. Yeah, and I will continue my work day and tap back in with y'all soon.
Hey guys, sorry, I know I look completely different because it is a completely different day, but somehow, some way, my conclusion got lost off my SD card. I don't know what happened, but essentially, hopefully this video did everything that it could to inspire you to put yourself first, especially when it comes to these employers, when it comes to your job, to your 9-to-5s, whatever it is that you do for your occupation. I hope and I pray that you were motivated to pour into yourself and to actually show up for yourself every single day, especially before you show up for anybody else. Fill your cup up. Hopefully these tips helped you, and if you haven't already, do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. I promise I have more content coming your way very, very soon, so also hit that notification bell so you do not miss the next drop. And yeah, I'm looking forward to having a summer that is all about the glow up. So yeah, stay tuned for more content like this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.